It's a great day. It's always a great day to be a Rotarian, but it's especially great on Thursday mornings. Speaking of great days, Sunday's a great day. Mother's Day. Everybody got your Mother's Day gifts? Your wife, your mother? Those of us lucky enough to still have our mothers. That's also one of my favorite days. Tom Richardson has our invocation, pledge, and Rotary moment.
All right, let's pray. Heavenly Father, I'm reminded as we gather every Thursday that you teach us that two are better than one, for they have great reward for their efforts. As individuals, we can do great things, but as a group, we're multiplied in our efforts. So whether we're collecting shampoo for the Girl Scouts, or sending kids in Vietnam to college, or sponsoring people who are riding bikes across Africa, we pray for your blessings. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the things we think, say, or do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Rotary moment, I don't have a specific one. We found a bra in the creek during cleanup this year, but this is my first year in Rotary, so I've had a lot of projects I've come to, and really enjoyed it. I don't know if anybody knows it, but there's a little blog on Gate City Rotary, and I write about the meetings and take pictures every week, so I've really enjoyed doing that. And it's just been a great year. I'm looking forward to next year. I'm on the board, so I've really enjoyed it so far.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Before we do Sergeant at Arms, I'll jump ahead. We have a whole gang of Girl Scouts here that would like to maybe say a word so they can go to school.
Thank you. Thank you all for your donations. Mary's house really appreciated them last week, and I really appreciate them this week. So thank you also for letting us come in there.
Thank you.
Who are you? Who are you? I'm not the Girl Scout. What are your names?
I'm Edie. I'm Meredith.
I'm Allie. And I'm Taylor.
Okay.
He's Rob.
Rob wasn't here last week when you introduced yourself.
Oh, all right.
Hey, my daughter gets her Girl Scout Gold Award next week.
Oh,
wow.
That's all. It was the right time. We'll collect.
Yeah, we're fine.
All right, Sergeant at Arms, we have, who's it? Taylor.
We have 47 total members and guests here. Guests are, we have, who we got here? We got Paul Farley. And we got Sean Roberts, who's the guest of Chip. And we got two visiting Rotarians. We got Steve Rayburn from Summit.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
And Paul Ashby from the Greensburg Club.
Thank you, Dale.
I've known Steve Rayburn since I was 0 years old.
That'll cost you $1.
That's literally.
That's a long time ago.
It is. Okay, Jay.
Well, on the subject of age, Kevin Barr, birthday, anniversary.
Not sure that we can beat last week's announcements for anniversaries, but for birthdays this time. On the 6th, I've got Peter Gursky. On the 7th, Stephen Brandon. On the 8th is Cheryl David.
Right.
For wedding anniversaries, I have on the 11th is today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cheryl. Happy birthday to you.
Wow. All right, thank you, Kevin. Let's see, Danny Farley, you wanna tell us about what we got going on out there at the camp?
Okay, you didn't see a sign up, genius, because I'm going home to school. If you can make it, I know a lot of you have called me or contacted me. Just see if you have anything in your garage, clean out some old material. I'm looking for deck screws and stuff like that. Don't forget sunscreen, sunglasses, knee pads. Maybe if you have a short step ladder or something. The idea is to stain the boathouse inside shelter, which is in really good condition, and then also replace 6 foot lengths of they're 2x6s or 2x8s. I'll have to double check. Got the measurements, and so this should be pretty short and sweet. It should take 1 weekend at the most if everything goes well, weather cooperating, and then whatever your specialty is. I'd like to find somebody that's like a good caterer that can run out and get some food for lunch. So anyway, I'll stick around a little bit after the meeting if anybody has anything they can share with me.
So we start, we're working Friday and Saturday?
Let's start on Friday at 9. That way the dew will have time to start to burn off the deck. We can tear off chunks and do it chunk it at a time, so the boat deck, the boats, or the docks are stable. You know, you don't want to take away too much at one time. Replace a little as you go. But I was trying to send some pictures. I took some with my camera, my phone, and if anybody can help me, I'll send the whole slew of pictures. Any techie here, I've got it on a little iPhone, and I can share it with the club.
For the benefit of the new members, and tell them where Camp
Oh,
Carefree is.
thank you. Camp Carefree is out in Summerfield. I guess I didn't put that link in there. It's up 220 North, right before Stokesdale. So the exact address.
It's after you cross 158. After it becomes a four-lane.
Right. It's on the left-hand side, so we'll get a link on there.
There's like a yellow and red sign out there down
Yeah,
well on the left.
Look for the better directions on the links and what I can tell you in person. Don't look for the yellow sign too soon. Well, actually, it's not that visible. But we'll make sure you can see it.
We'll float an email. Thank you, Dan.
Right there.
Ralph.
Yes, sir. I've got 2 exciting announcements. Number 1 is the golf tournament, the Interclub Golf Tournament, all the Greensboro Rotary clubs. It's deadline to sign up is tomorrow, so just get busy on that. But it's at Bryant Park. It's the Texas Scramble type format where everybody hits a drive and then you go from there. It's on the 20th. Yep, on the 20th, Tuesday, May the 20th. So I think a couple people have already.
We kind of have a foursome depending on what Dennis Newman's doctor tells him today.
Well, good luck, Dennis.
Something's just strained or broken. But we had, if Dennis Marcotte, Dennis Newman, you, and Randy Elliott.
We just made the perfect foursome.
Would be a foursome, but depending on Dennis, we could need an extra.
Well, I have something Monday, so I might have to go to the doctor today too to get an answer. It's $65. We would like to represent at least a foursome, so if anybody can make it, it's on the 20th. All right. The second announcement is the changing of the guard. Due to our budget, we are going to be able to modestly have a change of the guard at the Proximity this year. It's going to be a killer venue, and when I was talking about budget, I'm talking about less than $25 a head. So that's we should have a good participation that night. So we're looking forward to that. But that was a real win.
Do we have a date?
It's on the 26th of June.
Thursday.
It'll be black tie optional. Not really.
But be thinking about that. If you could on the golf, if you could on the doctor, let me know. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ralph. Sarah, talk
Yes.
about, we've got some exciting youth things going on here.
Scholarships. So, many of you all know, about a month ago, Rotary Youth Leadership Scholarships, or applications were submitted. We reviewed them by the board and learned earlier this week, all 4 of our applicants have been accepted to the program and will go on a full scholarship. So we are very, very excited. That includes Rob's daughter, Mary Catherine, Dan's daughter, Katie, Chip Pearson's son, Wilder, and Randy Elliott's son, Sam. So we are really excited. Gateway City Rotary will be supported very well and represented. So thank you for all your help and support. And also we have picked our Page Scholarship recipient. Myself, Marley, and Erica went and interviewed the students. I guess it was last Monday maybe, or maybe last Thursday. All the days get mixed together. But anyways, and so it was so great. We had 5 finalists. We had 11 applicants, 5 finalists that we interviewed. It was a really tough decision, but we're excited. Her name is Treasure Williams, and so she will be presented with the award May 21st at Page's award ceremony, and then at some point over the summer here, will come and speak to us. She's headed to Chapel Hill for pharmacy school. So we're excited.
Let's see, any other announcements from the floor? Well, okay, let's see here. Yes, Buster.
The Rotary grants, Gate City Rotary grants are due May 15th. So far, I've only gotten 3 of them, so we've got about $6,350 to give out.
Wow.
Okay.
What are the, Buster, can you go over the rules for a grant?
Well, basically the rules are, you have to, a Rotarian has to be involved with the organization. 1 submission per Rotarian, and I don't think there are any more rules. It just has to be a worthwhile organization, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a 501c3. You know, we'll get all the applications. We look at, you know, what the impact we think the past presidents get together and look at what the impact of the project will be and make our decisions. So.
Does it need to be local, international, regional?
Well, since you would have to be involved, it'd probably have to be local.
I know if like a church group, you know, like they do like Living Waters or something like that as well. So.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I don't
Sponsored locally.
Yeah, yeah, it has to be sponsored locally.
The application, is it on our club? It's on our club website, I think.
I don't know, but
a copy.
if you would like an application, just let me know. Maybe I'll send one out. Jam your mailbox.
Congratulations on your 37th work anniversary.
Thank you. Actually, that's when I started full time. I've actually been working there since I was 12.
Thank you.
I got this LinkedIn thing.
Let's see here. Mike Conrad, Chip Person, please come forward. Jim Kennedy's not here today, is he? Jonathan Smith is not here. We'll do this anyway, but I'm here. Their Rotary this year is having, and Mike Conrad might help me with this, the new member sponsor recognition. And they sent me some wonderful pens and a brochure that I'm going to present each of you. You guys have sponsored, anybody that has sponsored a member in the last year is being recognized by Rotary International. And here is a lapel pin, and this is an ongoing thing. So you guys, it's like a little blue pen, but it's very
it's just a new focus to make an ask of people that we know are out there to join Rotary, and so they have little insignias, and I think as you get more members, then this there's other things that go with it. So it's a great new.
It's a great initiative to recognize members that are brought into new Rotary. So you too can have one. All right. On the subject of recognition, last weekend, Grove Park Inn, what a great weekend. District conference. Chip was there, Mike Conrad was there, Tony Neumeyer was there, Cynthia Neumeyer, Mary Ann Conrad was with Mike. I was there, my wife. Dan Quinn, better known as Cookie's brother, was there all weekend. Darlene Leonard was there to present a treasurer's report for the district and her role. And we won some awards. There's now a 16th Gold Club badge on here, this one right here. Don't clap for me, I didn't do it. You all did the work. I just sort of had to ask you to do it a couple of times. And then they gave me, to go with it, a really, really nice plaque. So that was fantastic. I've been sweating that for 3 years. It wasn't near as hard as the anticipation.
But tell, for the newer members, tell them what that means in terms of years in a row and how many years.
There are, there's 16 years in a row up there now. And 16 years ago, there were only like a couple of clubs that got this. I mean, it has grown, but we kind of led the way and set the example. And it basically, there's a score sheet, a big, long, 6-page spreadsheet of all the things that we're required to do. And little by little, we inch away, and every week practically, I'll check something off, and Emily's going to be doing this. She's already got hers together, and it's where the district keeps score. And you know, you had to increase membership by 1 member, and you had to have a program in November on the Rotary Foundation, and you had to have a certain number of people at the foundation banquet, the district governor's installation, and it's just, for us, and the irony of it is, and I've probably said this before, I found out I really didn't need to sweat it, because if we just do the things we always do, you just start checking those boxes and it pretty much happens. I mean, they tweak it a little from year to year, but it basically is all the work we do all year long. And truth be known, they kind of use us as an example for the other clubs to follow and do a great job like we've always done. So, but there are very few banners around that room. They put them all up with it's a special banner with each club with a big circle for Gold Club, and there's only a couple of them that have as many as we do.
There's like 3 out of 51 clubs.
So anyway, good. Thanks for reminding me of that. Another kind of along with it, there was an initiative that Ron Burton, Rotary International President this year, first class, and this basically is an award, and they took our picture and it's on the stage and so on. And it's where every member gives a contribution to the Rotary Foundation. Of course, this was an automatic because of what we do in this club, so I got a banner for that, but I felt kind of bad about taking it because I'm like thinking, well, we didn't really do anything, we just did what we always do. Gave me a banner. So that was very nice. So anyway, it was a great weekend. If any of you have never been to district conference, you need to go. You really do. You really need to go. Well, it's always at a beautiful destination, and the Grove Park Inn was especially nice. But it's a celebration of all the things in the district that go on. And I mean, the exchange students got up and presented in pictures about their experience. And of course, Mike Conrad and his role as foundation chair, and you can't imagine all the things that go on. It's really a celebration of Rotary, and I really encourage you to consider it. The next one will be in Roanoke next year, and it's just a good thing. It's like a pep rally and a celebration. One other award that we're going to get. On the 15th, Cookie Billings will be here. I always worry district governor visits us a lot. It's not because we're in trouble, it's because we're special. We won the district attendance award.
All right.
Speech! Well, she's going to bring something. But anyhow, all you need is a really strong attorney.
I mean, attorney. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
But anyway, that's something we've been watching. There again, you did it. I didn't do it. You all did it by coming. So thank you. What did I forget? I think that's pretty much it. Good chance to do Happy Dollars. Buster.
Happy Dollars! Hold on. Y'all can wait. Y'all can wait. I already got one from Kelly, and I saw Tom had one. What you got, Tom?
I got a couple. The Girl Scout project came together one night. We were out with a friend of ours who unfortunately had just lost his mom just over talking out with my wife, all of a sudden that came together. I really appreciate it. My daughter loves to sort stuff. I've never seen anybody get so excited about toothbrushes. But they've been very excited. The other one is, I gotta go to graduation tonight for GTCC. I found out the whole staff and faculty has to attend. Otherwise, you have to get a note from the president not to go. But we also are working 4-day weeks now, so I have Fridays off every.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
I'll be able to write you a note.
You have a gown, you have a robe you
Yeah,
wear.
it's in the car.
Dennis.
Well, effective May 1st, I became chair of our NCACBA State Tax Committee, so I've got like a year and a half's worth of work to do here. And then yesterday, of course, I hurt my elbow last week playing golf, and then yesterday I was mowing the yard, trimming up, and moved the garbage can. Here's a big copperhead out in my yard, so I had to get my shovel out and kill him, and that actually aggravated my injury.
Karma thing going on.
But I live in the city.
Emily.
Well, I'm not sure exactly if it's a happy dollar, but on Sunday, I had to Russia for a week to work with a client there. One of the most difficult clients I've ever worked with, but I'll be sure to let you know what it's like being in Russia during this time with the Ukraine and everything. So I kept saying, you know, if Russia finally invades the Ukraine, do I still have to go?
Is your client named Vladimir?
Everybody's named
But it's Sberbank, so no M, S-B-E-R, Sberbank.
If they hold you hostage, I'll bet on your car. Dan.
Let's see, we had a celebration in our household. All my kids were dressed in their scout uniforms to celebrate. The oldest, Joseph, just got his presentation for his Eagle Award.
I have two. One is for Mike Andrus, who isn't here today, but we took Cookie to the spa on Tuesday, and she had an eye lift and growths removed and her teeth done. And Mike did a great job of, he's a vet, and
Did Dan pitch in?
All right, and the second dollar is please help me pray that I find my phone and that my husband quits working so hard. Okay, that's it.
But the dog and the sister.
Dog and the sister, yes, have the same name.
Well, next Thursday, heading off for Africa for Hope Ride. It's just incredible stuff going on. The last 2 weeks have been blowing my mind as far as people giving and helping us. We are at about $78,000 right now, and about 60% of that is already raised before it's already cash in hand before we've turned a pedal stroke. So it's been incredible. News 8 did a great piece on us this week. If you haven't seen it, you can see it on my Fox 8, WGHP. And what else about Hope Ride? Well, 8,000 miles of training, so I'll be in the lab next week. They're going to do my numbers and see if I've improved at all this year. But we start a week from Sunday. We'll be offloading the bikes and starting in a place called Plincia, out in the middle of nowhere, and pedaling across the continent. So keep us in your prayers. Also, my second happy dollar is my daughter Lindsay, who spoke here and so enjoyed being with you that morning. She's in the Philippines, in Baguio. She's pretty well decided she's going to be there for the next 4 years. She said, tomorrow's Rotary, Dad. Say hi to the guys for me. So.
First one's for Chris, because I've been club secretary, and it's not the greatest award, but it might be the hardest award to get, to herd all of us cats onto that sheet at the end of every month, or by the 15th. So that's for Chris. The other one is my wife opened up a branch of her property management business in Asheville a few weeks ago, and the rule in that business is never touch a house trailer. If this guy wheels, stay the heck away from it. But she had a client up there who bought a trailer park, and they're going to haul off the trailers and put something else in their place. And in order to get that management deal, she had to acquiesce and take on these 4 trailers, which are horrible. And so yesterday, she drove up to Asheville to go look at this stuff again and figure out what to do now that he's closed on the properties. And she got a big help from the U.S. Drug Administration. I don't know if y'all heard about those raids that they've been doing, but they came in. When she got there were police cars everywhere, and they had the whole thing taped off. One of those guys has been doing meth or making meth or something over there, so one down, 3 to go.
Jeff Foxworth says if your wife leaves you and she takes the house with her, you're a redneck.
He also said you might be a redneck if your house has wheels and your car doesn't.
So I have 2, both related to.
Turn the camera around.
This is always fun. Hold on. Wide angle, there we go. Chin, got it. All right, so now both of these are actually in relation to my son's robotics team. Many of you were here last week and saw the presentation. First of all, thank you for just the questions and everything, those that expressed interest. It just makes their day to be able to talk about what they do. But the first happy dollar, though, is to Buster, who, if you stood around afterwards, Buster did draw the Queen of Hearts last week. And I threw out a joke, but he actually took it seriously and is donating the proceeds to the club, so thank you. That means just so much.
And get a 10.99.
And then secondly, I do want to just throw out to everybody, if you have any kids that are interested in the club, now is actually the time to get involved. They just finished the championship, so the season is officially over. Now is where they actually start doing all of their training. Last year, my son went through a CAD training, got a CAD certificate. They do programming training, they do marketing, they do all kinds of different training between now and the season. And so now's the time, if you have any kids of your own or friends that you know that might be interested, feel free to give my information or go onto their website, which is team2655.org, or anything else. Just, we would love to have many kids involved. Right now we're at about 20 in the club. We have room for up to about 100. So by all means.
What are the ages that are appropriate?
Sorry, good question. Ages from 9th grade on up. If it is a homeschool that is already taking 9th grade, or a middle school student that's taking 9th grade classes, that qualifies. But they have to be at least in one 9th grade class through 12th grade. Thank you. Good question.
Somebody lend me $1.
I got it.
I was just thinking about the snake thing, and for those of you who know my husband, Chuck, he's a lover of creatures of every sort. And we were out cleaning a pond out the other day, out the house that we hope somebody will come along and want to buy. And we have a koi pond out there, and we were out cleaning it around the yard, and I happened to see this snake at the top of the waterfall. And we put a net over it in the spring to keep, or sometime to keep the leaves out, whenever they fall. And the net was still there, and the snake just kept hissing and sticking its tongue out, and it wouldn't go, and I realized it was caught in the net. So we finished our stuff, and we said, what are we going to do about the snake? Well, Chuck couldn't see what kind it is. I don't know what kind it was. It was about that long. And Chuck said, I think it's going to be a garter snake. So we decided we had to rescue the snake from that netting. So we put his head on the ground, we picked him up with a thing, and Chuck kept his foot on the snake's head while I cut the net off the snake. I've never touched a snake before. It was pretty interesting. And we let the snake go. So we hope it wasn't a copperhead.
Actually, it made its way over.
Well, you know, sometimes there are grandpappy stories that are more appropriate told from the actual direct source. And I don't know if y'all heard this, but President Obama was speaking at the National White House Press Corps Conference. Correspondence Corps. And he said, he made a comment on how the Republicans had really been giving John Boehner a ton of grief, as much grief as they've been giving him. throughout the years, Speaker of the House, John Boehner, he said, "I guess orange really is the new black." Y'all know John Boehner. You gotta think of John Boehner. I thought that was really funny. And all y'all that didn't think that was funny, you don't know anything about politics.
All right.
All right, so our speaker today is William Bill Brown, who is a client technology advocate, speaker, facilitator, author, technology coach, and CEO of BD Brown Communications LLC, a unique niche communications and technology consulting company providing independent solutions. Bill has 23 years of a unique blend of AV/IT technologies experience in 4 distinct vertical markets: educational institutions, houses of worship, nonprofits, and hospitality. Bill takes his clients through what he calls the compass approach to help end users take more of an ownership of the communication and technology tools they bring into their organization. Bill believes that to fully integrate technology in your organization, you must align all of their communication and technology needs with your mission and vision. And today he's going to talk to us about the Technology Center of the Piedmont Triad. So welcome, Bill.
It's definitely an honor to be in front of you, such a great group here. Earlier in the year, I was so excited about coming, I came a week early. And then the weather happened, so it moved back to the spring. I was raised right, so my mom said anytime you are invited somewhere, come with gifts. So I have a gift from one of our strategic partners that we're going to raffle off at the end. If you put your card in,
Right, so I'm going to pass this around, put your
Take
business
that out.
card in here, and at the end he'll pull it out and we'll get a book.
Great, so we can just move forward. When you think of technology, just a word, or just seeing it, what are some feelings that go through your heart, through your body? Any feedback from you guys?
Give me more.
Sorry?
Give me more technology.
Give you more technology, that's what you felt. You want more?
Can't keep up.
Can't keep up?
Expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
Challenging.
Challenging, right? There's a lot of emotions and even guttural feelings of just fear, of what's really available or what's out there. With me sometimes it's like you have to make this technology decision, and it's like you have these 2 choices. Okay, I can go down this road and I'm lost, or I can go down that way, and I get really lost to really understand. So for me, technology, makes me feel happy. Once you have that smartphone that does everything that you want it to do at that time, or you really see something exciting and you're just like, hey, yeah, that is incredible. That is really great. But at the same time, it makes you feel sad. It's like I have always said that being a part of the AV community, that's where I pretty much started, that Murphy was an AV guy. So if anything's going to go wrong, it will go wrong, and usually technology is somewhere involved in that scenario. So really happy that's that sad thing. A little bit about me, a little more about me. I added a year since I did my bio, so I think I have to update the bio year. But I have been in the AV IT industry for almost more than 24 years, and I started when multimedia was stacked projectors. Does anybody remember that? Sync those all together, and you got multimedia. And then we added the computer, right? And then it just went on from there. Collaboration is a big part. And so the one thing that I heard about this group here, and is a big core value of the Technology Center, is collaboration. And that if you feel that you are going to figure it out all by yourself, you'll learn very quickly that is not the case. And technology humbles you in that sense. So that is something that is a core value for me. The mention of the compass approach and the compass model that I have, that I think is very important, is that too often we turn over our technology decisions and our technology desires to the quote-unquote, the technology professional. And then we take responsibility away from us. And so the more that I can help you say, what do you want to do? What is your mission? What's your vision? And I can help you get there. Because there's a technology, it's not technologies in apples and oranges, it's technologies in apples. I did some research that, apples, there are 7,500 different cultures of apples. And so it's like, wow, that is crazy. And sometimes that's how we feel about our technology decisions. Hey, I just want a smartphone. Which one do you want? Do you really get overwhelmed by those decision-making things? So the more that you decide up front what you want to do, then you can have the right technology around you. I always look at being a change agent and really try to help you solve problems and move from there. That's my lovely family. It was on a cruise there. I don't know about you, we're not cruise family. It's almost like the RV on the on the sea. So I'm used to like getting there. That's vacation. I need to get there and get that. It's like, wait a minute, you want us to walk around and kind of get some stuff, but it was fun. A lot of things in technology, I feel there's almost a loss in translation. It's like, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what's available. And for some reason, it's just not coming together. And so through my years throughout technology, that is one thing that I really saw a lot of. There's a lot of people that have great things to share, great ideas, great passion about things, and then you throw technology on top of that, and when it's supposed to help you move things forward, it just gums up all the works. And so the IT guy comes in, hey, I'm having a problem, and it's like, what did you do? Everything was fine until people came in, right? And that is something that the more you're able to understand and help the tech professional understand what you really need, then that connection comes together. It's that blind leading the blind. Sometimes you ask someone that knows a little bit more than you, and then you make your decisions, off of that. But the more that you have the desire and the understanding that this is what my goals are for my business, this is what I want for my family, then those are the technology decisions that you can move from there. Now, some of you guys are lucky enough to have now laters on my cards that I put on the table there. It's like, what does the now laters mean? And that's the concept of the Technology Center. The Technology Center is like the now later. We do programming that are for the now, to help you figure out what you have right now, to enable the technology that you need now. Because most of the times when you have technology problems, you want to solve them right now. And so we do classes, we do conversations, we do forums on what's available right now for you to know and understand. And the later, what is coming? What is something that I need to look forward to? What is the next big thing? How is that going to affect my current business? Or is it going to put me out of business if I don't change the technology? Because there's a lot of things that happen that really change the way we do business. So the more that we're able to have that conversation around what's coming, you can make the necessary adjustments for your business. We have those conversations separately and together. And when we have them together, it's more of strategic planning. So I have this now, how is it going to get me to later? And usually, people make technology decisions in three ways. And you can fill in the blank if this is you. You look at your budget, you say, okay, can I afford it? And so, all right, if the answer is yes, we move forward. We look at the marketing or the salesperson, and we say, okay, that's believable, okay, that's, yes, again, let's go from there. And the third way, we see what our peers are doing. So it's like, hey, that is great, that's wonderful, it's working for them, let's get it. And then all bets are off, right? So it's like, why doesn't it work for me and it works for them? It's because you're involved. And so the more that there is a way for you to switch that around, to have that conversation before you purchase it, then we can go from there. Now this is the Technology Center is an old design center for a residential builder. And so it's 1,300 square feet, and it has offices and a showroom floor. The biggest thing is to have partners, have strategic partners. The goal is that there is a lot of people and initiatives out there to help businesses, to help startups, and this is a for-profit venture. And the goal is to have partners, strategic partners that will work together that want to share that information with you to help you be better business people, better community leaders, which you are. And so having David Knorr or having Anna Tampana went to the conference in Asheville, and she said it was great. There was so much things happening there, and this is great that I get to speak in this week. And Night Falcon, who is a photographer that looks at branding and really help you the vision, how you see things differently. And so having that is a part of it. But the biggest thing about the space is creating an environment where you can collaborate, where you can come together. Communicate, collaborate, and connect are our core values, but it takes people like yourself, business people like yourself, that want to figure it out, want to say, hey, I have this iPad, how can I leverage this and get more out of it? Hey, is this Surface, Microsoft Surface thing a better way that I can use this for my business? Or, my smartphone is smarter than me, type of conversation. Those are things that outside of a sales presentation, you can have that information. So you don't just go into a Best Buy or a place and then, roll the dice. We have a stage there, and we can, host events. We'd love to have you guys, come out and see some things. But it is a place where you can have that level of discovery, have that place of, understanding and just talking through. Last week you had the robotics group in, and we were honored to have them there. We want to have that place for our students that are doing STEM and doing things. So that's our next generation of technologists. So they really understand and be a place to showcase the things that are important to them. Having conversations around, women in technology, technology in healthcare, how that affects, how technology in hospitality or something, how that has changed, and just mobile technology in general. So the more that we create those conversations and networking opportunities where people will sit around and not just say, hey, this is great or this not, or what do you think of that, but really do things to change the environment of making decisions. The big thing about technology for me is that it has to be fun. It has to be a level of that you have access to it, or it's something that you incorporate. If it is always a stress-driven thing, you are in that stress mode, you're not going to make the right decisions for yourself. And so the more that I can do things or have conversations where you have the feeling that technology is at the palm of your hand and you have resources available to do that, that's what the Technology Center is all about. Most of the times people feel almost bullied to make technology decisions. People are like, I don't want to be on Facebook. It's a time waster. It could be. But used strategically, it could basically connect you to a lot of great family and friends. LinkedIn, how many people have a LinkedIn account? That is, if something, it is more than just having a profile. It is really leveraging those accounts and having those conversations around that. The biggest thing that, you know, I want you to do, because I want to give you a practical thing, when you look at, you know, apps, everyone says, hey, there's hundreds of apps that are developed daily. And so it's like, what are apps that I can use like now? And I'm sure if I ask, well, you know, what's your favorite app or something, there's a lot of different favorites. Here's a couple that I use. It's just an organizing apps are things that will help me get all the tasks that we have to do. I don't know if anybody has a lot of tasks, but Trello is a great resource. You know, it's that virtual to-do list that's on here instead of on my desk. I'm a big notepad writer, and 3 days later it's like I have no idea. I know this was important because I wrote it down, you know, here. And so it's great that, you know, I can use Trello to kind of, you know, type it out and it's there, and I can see that, okay, that's still on that to-do list, and I can move that over. The other thing is, you know, in Evernote. You know, how many have great ideas? You know, you have great ideas that you want to capture and kind of do that, and Evernote have you to do that and take notes digitally and go from there. A lot of people, when we look at, you know, technology and the digital world, you know, it's a dangerous place out there. I just want to be honest. I want people to feel that in that space, online or putting your information, you know, out there, you have to understand that you have to protect it. You have to understand it. You have to appreciate it, because now there are people that, you know, hack sites for fun. You know, it's not just a business, and that's another part of it. But some people just want to figure out, hey, I wonder if I can find your password, you know, and just kind of wreak havoc on your digital presence. So the more that we create an environment that we're not alone, that we're not on the island, that we're clueless to what's available to us. And I think the one thing that you guys have here at Rotary is you recognize the power of many. And the more that you work together and really double your efforts, then it frees you up to do the things that are more important. A lot of time technology basically gives you the impression that you no longer have to do the simple things, like thinking. You know? And so the more that we use the more powerful technology, which is our brain, then we can move forward. The biggest thing, the one thing that I want to leave you with and to imagine, it's just you know, imagine a world where, you know, you have clean communication, where when you talk to people, when you're working with business associates, you're understood. Imagine really having a place where you can collaborate to really not just change your life or transform what you're doing, but transform neighborhoods and other people's lives and businesses and regions. You know, imagine a place where the connections that you make, you know, are for life, because they're a part of your core values and things. That's what the Technology Center is all about. Technology is a part of the DNA of our society. And the more that we understand or try to appreciate or just admit that technology isn't going anywhere, it is something that we can leverage to do all the things that are important to us. It has been an honor, you know, again, to come here and talk to you guys. And there's a lot of things, you know, behind those doors with gears and you know, there's day offices and there's a lot of other things. And that's not the most important thing about it. The important thing about it is the community or the opportunity to really change the way we look at technology, change the way we do business, change the way we really approach the relationships in our businesses, in our lives, to really make the change that we want to change. Thank you again. If there's any questions, I think we have a little bit of time. I wanted to kind of really kind of leave it open to you.
I was going to ask you, Bill, in your position, what's the most intriguing new technology that you've seen recently?
I think the wearable technology, there is, you know, it is beyond just, you know, Dick Tracy and kind of cool and fun, but it is really, you know, I don't want to get too sci-fi, on you. It's like, what is the, it's like half man, half, robot, type of cyborgs, right? And it's like it's really going, and I wonder how long before it's okay where our phones are around our ears, and we just have that, and your answer, you go like this and answer the phone and do that, your phone as your watch and all that. There is a young lady that is just starting up a wearable technology for women, and it's basically for domestic violence and different, to protect women from that. And there are sensors in it, so it looks like wonderful jewelry and everything like that. But there's a recording device. You can alert security and our police and everything like that, and just recognizing that we are a part of the Jetsons, just with the flying cars, are next, and they already exist. We just can't afford them yet, I guess. But it is, I think, the wearable technology and just where it's going. Google Glass and a lot of things. It's just really how it's going to change how we interact with people, and seeing these almost robots walking around. Is there anything else?
I was a nerd in the 70s who wrote software using punched cards, so I mean I've been and watched this whole thing for years, but I've seen where people, you end up becoming a slave to the system rather than the system being a tool.
Right. And
I've seen situations where they were using a computer when they really, I call it digging your garden with a steam shovel. Right. How do you prevent that? I mean, and sometimes I sit at my desk and I see the morning's gone. I'm like, what did I do? All I did was read and send emails. Did I do any work?
Right.
And so how do we, don't become overwhelmed that it's...
Yeah, I'm in planning right now to do a couple meetings on work-life balance, and having technology a part of that, because there are some technologies that help you get your life in balance, and there's some technologies that contribute to your life being out of balance. And I think how do you do that is it's something as simple as a technology plan. I have to be intentional about disconnecting from technology. If it's leaving my laptop at home, if it's turning my my smartphone off, or it's things like that, or even having email, an email plan that I only check my emails 3 times a day and respond to that. Sometimes you have to let people know that, hey, this I'm only going to respond at this part of time. I don't know if it's a light, so I don't know.
Must be 8 o'clock. Must be 8 o'clock.
Must be 8 o'clock.
It's the Green Valley Ghost.
Right, Green Valley Ghost. Okay, well, great. But it's something as simple as that. I mean, not too long ago, we were excited to get email. Now we ignore more emails than we open. And it is that level of intention to really make sure that the connections that you make are real, are not just technology driven, but real, that you move forward from there. So thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
Business card in there. Right on top.
Right on top. Now, did you put
I
your
didn't
card
put
on?
one in.
Okay, so.
He stirred it up, Bobby, sorry.
Rob Midget!
All right. Good, please. Another raffle. You're so good, you're good at that. The last three numbers, please.
The last three numbers. 669.
That was close.
Oh, I got it again.